today.
We're here with flags on this Egypt flag, just to celebrate with...
What's my 33-inch tire doing rolling around the driveway? Time for maintenance. Remember that fender fell off last year? Time to fix that too.
Of Egypt's longtime leader.
Temperature today, it says 57 degrees on my antique thermometer.
The next fresh air,
but it feels like 97, which is like 30 degrees Celsius, baby. It is so hot here, the snow is melting off the roof big time. All my junk that I have hidden here is going to reappear. Yep. Summertime. For one day only. Boy, they said warmer today. I can't believe it. I thought yesterday was a heat wave. Anyhow, TGIF. What am I doing? I was going to try and get away with not showing you what I'm up to here, but what we have here, listen. Here's 60. How about 90? Anyhow, what happened here is I've got a crack in my frame. Right there, both sides. Still tight, but the frame is cracked. See it? Hang on, I'll put it on macro. There.
Traveling the world for a year with your 4 young kids.
Crack. Crack. So I took off the shock absorber after I finished rinsing this thing, and of course I missed a spot inside the fender. Salt. I like that white grease from Wally World. Look at that. That's all white grease. White grease. I love it. Maybe I'm going to spray white grease. So, I've got all my tools all spread out, and I'm going to crawl underneath here. And I'm going to put the socket on that nut way over there. Wow, this camera picks up dark scenes really well. Take off the shock mount, and then I'm underneath here. I noticed that my pinion is loose.
Well, as you know, Vietnam being a very important part of our history.
Yep, pinion's loose, and my front universal joint has worn.
Read about or watch in the movies. We're on our way down to
Ho
Chi Minh City next, previously Saigon. And I know we're going to be spending.
See the water inside there? That's loose. How do you like that? Stuff wears out, boy, when you plow and beat the crap out of your 26-year-old Blazer. How's my cracked transfer case? Not leaking. Good. Anything else falling off here that I should be paying attention to? Yep. Transmission mount. Look at that nut. Ready to lose my transmission support. Look at this side. How do you like that? Stuff's happening, huh? Gotta check every nut and bolt. They say check all nuts and bolts, check all lights. Yeah. Everything's fine. This side too. Look at that gap. Only one bolt really holding everything on tight. Very interesting. Anything else falling apart here on my beat up plow truck?
Surprised us back on the dock in Tasmania, Australia.
My mount is worn right through there. Right through. Need a whole new one. It's riveted onto the frame. Inside, right there. Gotta change that whole assembly. Somebody makes one like Off-Road Design, or one of those guys makes a bigger one with a bigger bolt, because look at the crappy bolt they give you. That's all that holds on your suspension. Wow, that's a bright light. That's it right there, that bolt there, or the one above it. Not too much holding on your front suspension, boys and girls. How's my front shock mount? Busted off the Suburban. Looks pretty good here, that one. Yep, it's solid. Exhaust pipe, not so solid. Engine mounts folded out that I changed in the summer. And where's my strut? Oop, you're upside down, sorry. My strut isn't here, and Mr. Krips in Moscow was telling me that 89 to 91 Suburbans and Blazers don't have that strut. Well, I don't have one either, and I should. I'll show you. Oh, friend of mine.
I really enjoyed it.
Shush. friend of mine has access to a CNC machine. So here's the one that I made. Here's an original bar with no rust. That goes on the transfer case, and that bolts onto the engine. Here's a strut that goes from the engine mount to the transmission torque converter cover. Oh, look what we have here, all wrapped up in a nice cloth. Probably snuck out in somebody's lunchbox. My buddy made me these. Should have been a bit thicker, laser cut. Exact copies. And he made me this to go on the back of the transmission. So instead of having one bolt through the engine, you have two to spread the load. So I have two monster bolts here and one little one there pulling. Now I have two. Alright, I gotta go. Somebody loves me. TGIF. Alright, crank her up. Here she blows. I just noticed something else falling off. Wow. Look at this.
Linger over masterpieces of art.
See the, wow, the sun's shining here.
From the inside.
Backing plate's loose on the axle. Yep. That clean area shows movement. My bolts are loose. Wonder how that happened. How's my lower shock mount? Rusted. See? The grease protects. No grease. Rust. Wow, the sun is hot here. 3-ton China junk. Oh boy. Off the creeper.
Saturday, February 26th.
There it is. I wonder how I'm going to fix that now. It's got a concave shape recessed. Well, fix her up. Weld something in there, I guess. I'm filing the hole because I only have 9/16 drill bits. For some reason, the price goes way crazy on drill bits when you get above ½ inch. Goes from like $3-4 a bit to $10, so I have to go on eBay and find some. Just about through. That's a thick piece of steel, boy. I'm going to have to heat the crap out of it once I MIG weld it on the top of the frame and get the bottom to contour so the shock doesn't rub it. We'll get her done. I'm just about through. Just about. Got junk? Oh, one day I'll clean this place up and make more room for more junk. Hey, there's a picture of us. Oh, boy. Have I got junk. Here's a picture of us when I redid this barn years ago. Here's a picture of me standing right there by the door, lifting the old wiring. Lifting up the new beams through the hole in the floor. We used the old floor, which was just above the flag. Put the new floor up by standing on the old floor. I'm standing right by the door. This picture was taken March 15th, 2003. And there's my boy Brian up on the old floor, right in the middle of the frame. That's towards the back. The window is up there, you can't see it. But he is putting those new joists in place. We got cables. These are all cables. We had the building cabled with about 6 cables upstairs with come-alongs and several downstairs going across the building so the walls wouldn't all fly out when we cranked on it. The building was twisted big time. I got some pictures of it. There we go. That's the day after we bought the building. May 5th, 1996. I think we bought it that day. That's me standing beside the building. Ooh, the wind's howling outside. Yep, lifting up the joists. Then we turned them 90 degrees. We lifted them up this way, and we turned them 90 degrees. Whatever, I digress. I got work to do here. I gotta file this hole out and clean up this junkyard here. Which I'll never do, of course. I'll just make another junk pile. That's just my modus operandi. Whoa. Destiny comes down.
One of the missing state lawmakers from Milwaukee spoke to WWM's Annalise Hetzelstein. But the Democrats gone.
That's the problem. The frame is heavily dimpled to clear the shock. So I gotta get the bolt lined up. I might even put the nut on the back and weld down the side with the nut tightened, and I'll heat it up cherry red and crank her down a little bit with the hammer. BFH. We'll fix her up. Alright, cherry red. I'm just giving you a demonstration of what I'm doing here, but I had it red hot and I got to heat it up some more. I got it welded on one side and got my nice rebuilt torch, of which I have lots. I'm going to crank on it some more, close that gap on the bottom.